Presidential candidate Issa Chiruma Bakari calls for opposition unity ahead of the 12th October presidential election. Cameroon security Swantini in World Cup qualifiers match that took place yesterday, Thursday, 4th of September 2025. These and more in this newscast. It is 7 p.m. in the littoral region and it's 7 p.m. in the Abakwa TV studios. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us on this edition of the Primetime Newscast on Abakwa Television. For presentation, I am Gashi Sharon. Let's begin the news with the Northwest region being ranked as the second poorest in Cameroon with a poverty rate of 66.8% according to the 5th Cameroon Household Survey, ICAM 5th, trailing only the far north at 69.2%. Staff Lady Nonkeli has details in this report.
The national average stands at 37.7%, underscoring the depth of hardship in the Northwest. Analysts point to the ongoing Anglophone crisis as a key factor behind the region's economic decline. Insecurity, population displacement, and the collapse of local businesses have worsened living conditions for households already struggling with poverty. The figures reflect not just economic challenges, but a humanitarian emergency. A local development expert noted, highlighting that families in rural areas are increasingly cut off from markets, schools, and healthcare. Observers say the high poverty levels reveal the urgent need for targeted social and economic recovery measures. Civil society organizations have called on the government and international partners to scale up interventions in livelihoods, education, and infrastructure to help lift communities out of crisis. As the conflict persists, the Northwest ranking serves as a stark reminder of the social and economic toll of insecurity, leaving residents trapped between violence and poverty.
And moving over to the littoral region, a police officer has arrested a woman in Douala whose name we got as Rachel Moti after a viral video exposed her chaining and torturing a 7-year-old niece, Ali Mercy, in what authorities and community members describe as barbaric and inhumane acts of child abuse. Our correspondent has details in this report.
A disturbing case of child abuse has sparked outrage in Douala after a video circulated online showing a young girl, Ali Mercy, chained and left helpless in her guardian's home. The video prompted immediate action from neighbors and the police, leading to the arrest of her aunt, 34-year-old Rachel Moti. According to eyewitnesses, Mercy had been chained in the living room for nearly 24 hours with visible signs of torture and neglect. Neighbors reported that the little girl had previously attempted to escape the house after enduring repeated abuse but was captured and further punished. The child was in a state of severe trauma and physical pain when we found her, said one neighbor, who described the scene as heartbreaking and unbearable. Authorities confirmed that Mercy was rescued and is currently receiving medical treatment at the Japoma District Hospital. Medical staff report that she is stable but remains under close observation due to both physical injuries and emotional distress. The Minister of Women's Empowerment and the family issued a strong statement condemning the act, calling it barbaric violation of rights of a child and assuring that the government will follow through to ensure justice is served. Rachel Moti is now in police custody and is expected to face charges of child abuse, torture, and unlawful detention. Child protection advocates say this case highlights the urgent need for stronger enforcement of child rights laws and community awareness on reporting abuse. This is a reminder that we all have responsibility to protect vulnerable children in our communities, said a spokesperson of a local NGO. The case has ignited widespread public condemnation on social media, with calls of harsher penalties against perpetrators of child abuse and better protective services for children like Mercy.
And on to news in the Southwest region, the education officials in Cameroon's Southwest region have declared their readiness for the new school year following the first sectoral conference held in Baptist High School, Boya. Staff Lady Sunyutina has details in this report.
A major focus for the 2025-2026 academic year will be the integration of artificial intelligence into classrooms as a tool to improve teaching and learning outcomes. During the session, the regional delegate for secondary education, Dr. G. Martin Esongo, shared end-of-year course examination results, highlighting a 67.64% pass rate across the region. He commended teachers for their commitment and contributions to this achievement. The meeting, hosted at Baptist High School Boya, was presided over by the Southwest Regional Governor, Bernard Okalia-Bilai, who emphasized the importance of innovation and continuous improvement in education.
And still on to news within the country, Cameroon has made history as the Digidbi landscape of the Mandara Mountains was officially added to the UNESCO World Heritage List on September during a ceremony in Marua. Let's get details in this report.
The streets of Marua erupted in celebration on Monday as thousands gathered at the city's main square to mark the inscription of the Digidbi landscape on the UNESCO World Heritage List. The recognition makes Cameroon the first country in Central Africa to earn such a distinction, positioning it as a cultural pioneer in the region. The events feature traditional songs, dances, and displays of local heritage, drawing residents, cultural groups, and tourists. Government officials and traditional leaders were present, with many praising President Paul Biya for what they described as his decisive role in the achievements. The Digidbi landscape, located in the Mandara Mountains, is renowned for its ancestral knowledge, terraced fields, sacred sites, and traditional architecture that reflect a deep bond between people and nature. UNESCO experts noted that the site embodies both cultural identity and sustainable living practices developed over centuries. Officials say the new status is expected to boost cultural tourism, create economic opportunities, and support the preservation of local traditions. However, cultural advocates warn that efforts must ensure local communities remain at the center of development plans. Recognition is only the first step. The benefits must reach the people who have preserved this heritage for generations, a cultural preservationist told reporters during the celebration. The UNESCO inscription comes at a time when Cameroon is seeking to expand its tourism sector and diversify its economy. Authorities have pledged to strengthen conservation measures and work with local communities to balance preservation with development. For residents of Marua and the wider Far North region, the moment was one of pride and unity. The Digidbi landscape, once known only to locals, now stand as a symbol of identity and heritage celebrated on the global stage.
Moving over to political news, the president of the Front for the National Salvation of Cameroon, FSN, NC Issa Chiruma Bakari has called on the country's political parties to unite and present a single candidate to challenge the ruling CPDM party in the upcoming 12 October 2025 presidential election. Let's get details from our correspondent. Speaking during a recent address, Issa Chiruma Bakari said that majority of Cameroonians were yearning for change and urged political actors to prioritize national interest over personal ambitions. We have heard cries for help, calls for rescue, and voiced by the vast majority of the Cameroonian people who are longing for a new day and wish for a new sun to shine above their heads, he stated. He argued that no single opposition party on its own can effectively counter the CPDM, which he described as an infernal machine designed to win elections. I invite the entire political class to show humility and accept placing the interests of the nation above personal interests so that we can consult and present a candidate to face the CPDM candidate. In this way, the countdown signaling the end of the CPDM will be triggered, Chiruma added. The FSNC leaders' appeal comes as debates continue over the feasibility of a unified opposition strategy in Cameroon's political landscape. FIFA's president Infantino has praised Samuel Eto'o for his stewardship of the Cameroon Football Federation FECAFOOT, describing the body as a beneficiary of the former striker's vast experience and close ties with world's football governing institution. Let's get details from this report. In a statement published on Instagram after meeting Samuel Eto'o in Nairobi, Kenya, Infantino highlighted the progress made under the ex-Barcelona forward's tenure and expressed confidence in FECAFOOT's trajectory. I wish the Indomitable Lions the very best as they prepare for their World Cup qualifier matches against Eswatini and Cape Verde, Infantino added, extending his blessings to Cameroon's national team. The endorsement from FIFA's top official comes at a crucial moment, with Cameroon gearing up for decisive qualifiers in its quest for a place at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And over to sport news, the Indomitable Lions delivered a commanding performance yesterday, securing a 3-0 victory over Eswatini in their FIFA 2026 World Cup qualifiers match at the Amadou Ahidjoum Stadium. Menyam Sibel has details in this report.
With this victory, Cameroon now has 15 points from 7 matches, trailing Cape Verde by just 1 point in Group D. The Indomitable Lions are set to face Cape Verde in Praia on September 9th. This upcoming match is crucial for Cameroon as they aim to overtake Cape Verde and secure the top spot in their group. A victory against Cape Verde would significantly enhance Cameroon's chances of direct qualification for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. As a 5-time continental champion and Africa's most frequent World Cup representative, Cameroon is considered a favorite to qualify first in their group. The team's recent form, including an unbeaten streak this year, adds to the growing confidence surrounding their World Cup qualification campaign.
And moving over to foreign page, Rwanda has launched Africa's first ever self-flying electric air taxi, an innovation that solidifies the country's position as an innovation hub in Africa. Let's get details from our correspondent who took interest in the story. The innovation was launched on Thursday in partnership with China Road and Bridge Corporation. The live demonstration of the pilotless electric aircraft took place during the African Aviation Summit in Kigali. According to the Ministry of Infrastructure, the initiative strengthens Rwanda's position as a continental hub for testing and deploying cutting-edge aviation technologies. The two-seater aircraft cruises at 100 kilometers per hour with a top speed of 130 kilometers per hour, a 35-kilometer range, and a flight time of about 21 minutes. It is powered by 16 electric motors and propellers. It carries up to 220 kilograms and recharges in approximately 2 hours. In the current global rush towards renewable energy, Paul Kagame's Rwanda is already setting the pace and positioning his country as the father of innovation and tourism in Africa. And it is on this note, ladies and gentlemen, that we have come to the end of this edition of the Primetime Newscast on Abakwa Television. The news was produced by Akoni Brandon, supervised